Hi, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Fargo Force Show. Joining us this week is Force forward Jack Adams, a Massachusetts native. We'll get into that in a little bit. Jack, it's your second year with the Force and in the USHL. Tell me just about being back. Second year with the Force, second year in the area, and also in the league.
Yeah, it's definitely a different jump from your second year. The first year, you're still trying to learn the ways and follow the guys that have been here for a year and just be a new guy and blend in. But now, being here for my second year, I want to take more of a leadership role and lead more by example, and I think that I'm off to a pretty good start thanks to my teammates, so I'm excited where I'm at right now.
Now, you are the tallest guy on the team at 6'5". What about being 6'5" and being a hockey player? Advantages, disadvantages, how have you seen that over your career?
I think for a forward, for me personally, it's a huge advantage. I think last year, I didn't really know how to use it as well, but working with Coach Eads, Byron, Eli, they've taught me how to, use my body, my advantage, and create space for my line mates, so I think I'm doing that better this year, but I'm still learning as time goes by. So. And
most of the time you see tall guys, they're on defense, but you said you've always played offense in hockey.
Yeah, I've been forward my whole life. I like scoring goals. My brother, Rue, back home, played defense at Providence, so I wanted to be a forward, so that's how that went.
And you said your brother, you just mentioned him, he played Providence and was on the national championship team from 2015.
Yeah.
How much of an impact did he have on your career?
Yeah, my brother Rue, he's my best friend. He's my biggest fan. So, he's why I got into hockey. He is a really good player. He drafted by Buffalo in the 5th round, played Chicago in the USHL, but he got cursed with some bad knee injuries early in his career, and that kind of held him back. But his career at Providence was unbelievable as a great leader his senior year and went out on top, so can't much better than that.
Great to play back home in front of your family and everything close to home, and that was extra special as well.
They actually won the game at the TD Garden, so it was pretty special for my family.
Nice. Well, what would you say are your strengths, Jack? As a forward, what are your strengths? What are the things that you bring to the table?
Well, I think this year, personally, I'm a different player from last year. I think now I'm a lot more reliable on my own end. I think that as a guy who's 6'5", I can really create space for my line mates and get in the dirty areas. I'm a playmaker, I'm a goal scorer, but my biggest thing is now I'm trying to be a complete player. I think I've done a lot better at that now in my second year at the Force. So all my credit goes to my teammates, my coaches for helping me make that step.
How about aspects of your game that you're still kind of working hard to improve? What's maybe one or two things that stick with you?
Well, yeah, as a big guy, skating's probably the biggest thing. Every summer I'm working with Coach Vincent back home, working my stride and my speed. So really that, and just playing physical, playing with an edge, using my body, my advantage. So all things that I'm working on every day to get better at.
Now, it's still early in the season, but what are some things that the Force need to improve on so far? 7 games in only thus far.
It's still early, but I think just buying in is probably the biggest thing. Coach Eads has good systems for us to work on, and we're working on them hard in practice. We got to execute better. We're handing away games and points by just being lackadaisical in our system. So once we dial in and lock down on those, we can be a pretty good team.
All right, well, since our last Force show, the team has played 4 games. They've gone 2-2 in those games. Last weekend on the road at Dubuque for 2 games. Let's take a look at how those shook out on Friday, October 7th and Saturday, October 8th. The exact same score, 4-2. Fargo Force comes out on top. On Friday night, goals by our guest, Jack Adams, also Versich, Sundberg, and Meyer. The Force had 2 third-period goals to win that one and pull away. Also on Saturday, same situation, 2 third-period goals to pull away. Goals on that game by Crone, Graham, and Meyer, and Matt Murray had 32 saves in that. Tell me about those 2 games, Jack, and coming up with a big road sweep at Dubuque.
Yeah, that was huge, man. It was a little different because Coach Eads was back home with taking care of a wedding, so he was being a dad that weekend, but Coach Byron stepped up to the plate and did a great job, and we all wanted to win really bad for him, so that was special, but the guys really bought in and worked their butts off, and it paid off, so we needed those 4 points that weekend.
All right, so the next weekend then the Force came back home to Shields Arena and hosted the Omaha Lancers, who had previously not had a win, but then they came in having 2 straight wins after starting the year 0-4. So the Force were down 1-0 in the first. Lancers bring the puck up ice, and Grant Meyer says, "Thank you very much," and then makes a filthy move for his 3rd goal of the season. 1-1 after 1. Early in the second, Brandon McManus from Omaha with the breakaway, and he makes a nifty little backhand move. 2-1 Lancers on top. It was 3-1 in the second when the Force gets one back, and this one was on you. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I know Blake and Crone are working hard down low and got a shot through. I was using my body in front and got a lucky tap in, I guess.
And that was your team-high 5th goal of the season, 3-2 at that point. Later, you come up with the assist to Evan Bell, who ties the game at 3 late in the second period there. His first goal, your 4th assist. That's 3rd on the team. However, Omaha would get the last laugh, scoring twice in the 3rd period, and they would come up with a 5-3 victory. The Force outshot the Lancers 38-25, so pretty good margin there. But to no avail. The Force do continue to do well on the penalty kill, though, holding Omaha without a goal on 3 chances. The Force have been really good on the penalty kill all season long. So the next night then, Saturday, you guys, same 2 teams, a chance to rebound there. Early in the first period in this one, Omaha would score first. Pierce Crawford jams in the rebound past Ryan Bischel, and who got the start in the net. 1-0 Lancers. It was 3-0 after the first. Second period now, Omaha redirects there. Connor Marshall redirects the shot in. Not much a goalie can do with that one. 4-0 Omaha. It was 5-0 after the second period. Finally, in the third, the Force got on the board. Hank Crone to Blake Lazat, who back to Crone, his third of the year, 5-1. Lazat's team high 8th assist. Later, Lazat gets his first goal of the season, a tough angle. His pass attempt goes off the goalie's stick and in, as you'll see right there, off the stick. 5-2, but it was too little too late for the Force as the Lancers get the weekend sweep. 5-2 the final. Once again, the Force outshot Omaha by a big margin. This one happened to be 40-28, but it didn't matter. The Force weren't unable to convert any of their power play chances as well. 0 for 6. And now, Jack, how do you see the weekend?
Yeah, we worked hard. We just didn't, execute our systems. Like I said earlier, coach puts good spot for us to play. Like good systems, and we just didn't execute. We gave them breakaway goals and power plays. We had bad changes, face-off ability. So we just got to go back to the drawing board and practice and work on those things so that doesn't happen again.
How about getting off to a good start? Both games you fell behind early. Is that something that you guys focused on? Did it just happen this weekend, or how about that? How's it been so far this season, getting off to good starts?
The big thing is getting the first goal. Dubuque, we got the first goal of both games and swept that weekend. Omaha, vice versa. So we really got to get that first goal, and good things go in our favor. All
right, let's take a look at the standings then in the USHL's Western Conference. After 7 games for the Force, some teams have played 8 games. Waterloo on top with Des Moines there, 12 points and 11 points, and a bunch of teams right in there with 9 points, 8 points. The Force just a few points back with 6 at 3 and 4. Now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Force in these next 2 weeks. Thursday, Friday at Sioux City on October 20th and 21st. And then the following weekend, you're back to Saturday, Sunday, back home at Shields Arena against Tri-City. And as always, for tickets, you can go to FargoForce.com. All right, Jack, back to you. You're a Boston guy, or a Boston suburb, Boxford, Massachusetts.
Yep.
A New England guy. You said you're a big Tom Brady fan.
Correct.
Has it always been, but you ended up playing hockey. Not football, not basketball, but hockey for you. How'd that kind of work out?
Well, I played baseball until high school, so I was pretty good at that. But my mom didn't want me playing football, the concussion issues and stuff. So always big hockey family, so I just ran with that.
And favorite teams out there are who?
Patriots, #1 for sure, and then we're the Bruins. I'm a big hockey guy, so I like all the sports teams. I support them all pretty equally.
How come Tom Brady is kind of your main guy?
He's just a good underdog story. I mean, obviously he's a good quarterback, but if you see what he went through at Michigan, couldn't really get the starting quarterback job till his senior, and then got drafted in the 6th round, and then was a 4th quarterback on the roster and worked his butt off to get there. So I have all the respect for TB12, and he's just a role model for me on and off the field. So.
And you want to talk a little bit about Deflategate? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We've heard enough about that. Nobody needs to hear more about Deflategate, that's for sure. You're staying close to home next year for hockey at Union College. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Union's always been a dream school of mine. It was one of my first visits ever back in high school. My sister went there, so I'm really comfortable with the school in the summertime.
Looking forward to the rest of the season now here. What's kind of the biggest thing? What are the coaches focusing on? What are you guys focusing on here to kind of get this thing from around that 500 mark to get on a little win streak?
Yeah, like Coach said, the biggest thing we got to work on, was just a theme from last year too, was 1 step forward, 1 step back. You don't get anywhere from that league from doing that. You can't win 2 and then lose 2. You got to win 2, win 4, win 6 in a row to make a name for yourself in this league. So I think if we keep buying into what Coach wants us to do, and if the leadership group that we have in our locker room keeps showing the young guys the way, we could be a pretty good team. We got a lot of skill and a lot of guys that just get the game this year, and a lot of returners. So we can be a good team on the road if we keep buying into the system.
All right, this is one of the leaders of the Force, Jack Adams. 5 goals, 4 assists so far early in the season. Jack, best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Fargo Force Show. Remember, you can catch us every other week right here on Inform.com.